Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben, the award-winning gardening podcast as voted for by the Grow Your Own magazine and by my followers and by my listeners. I hope that you have all clicked that subscribe button. If you're new to the podcast channel, please do click the subscribe button and then you get notified of all the new podcasts that get launched. And if you're not following me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, make sure you look for Gardening with Ben and follow me on all my social medias. So sit back, relax, grab a brew and let's enjoy today's gardening podcast with Ben. Hello and welcome back to Gardening with Ben for a brand new episode. And guess what this week is? It's National Allotment Week. Yes, I didn't even realise until I checked it out when it was. I know it's every year, but I had to check it out, and this week is National Allotment Week. And wow, we'll be celebrating all things allotments this week. Obviously, this being a allotment and gardening podcast, we will definitely be celebrating it. And I'll also be celebrating it on my Facebook page and on my Instagram. So make sure you get involved in the comments and get involved with National Allotment Week. So yeah, get sharing those allotment pictures and sharing what you enjoy most about it, because that is what allotments are all about. So what have we been up to today? Obviously, like I say, the episodes are later in the day when I'm off work, because I like to talk about what I've been up to at the plot, and a lot of people like to hear and me share what I've been doing down at the allotment. So we have been very busy today in the boiling hot heat. Yes, it's been boiling hot again, hotter than it was yesterday, I think. So we got down there possibly around 9:30ish today. I might try and get down there even earlier tomorrow, because I think it's going to be even hotter tomorrow. It's certainly heating up now, as you'll see from my Instagram pictures. But yeah, it's certainly getting hotter now. And obviously, first thing I did was give it all a good watering. Yes, it's probably a bit too late at 10 o'clock, but that's the only time I can get down there. So that's when it had a good drink of water. And everything's surviving pretty well at the moment. It's all looking healthy. Nothing seems to be dying off, as the ground does store a lot of water, but obviously they do like a good drink every so often. And as all my strawberries have sending out the runners and stuff now, they need the water to help them take root and to survive, to be honest. So yeah, we're giving them plenty of water, and obviously my pumpkins need plenty of water as well to make them swell and get bigger, and hopefully get a decent sized one. I had to take one off yesterday. One had gone a bit rotten, so we took that one off, which will encourage other ones to grow bigger and stronger. So hopefully they won't rot, but we'll see how they get on and see if they survive. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we do get a decent sized pumpkin this year. I do like to give it a try every single year, even if it's just for the fun of it and I don't necessarily eat it. I just like to have a go at growing a nice big pumpkin. So we've been doing that. And then my mum came down to the allotment, and she was going round and I was helping her pick the blackberries, because I picked some cooking apples yesterday. And obviously I've been having lots of apple crumble at the moment, and she's actually took some plums home with her, and also some more cooking apples, some raspberries. So I'm looking forward to that crumble coming up, and I'll be living on crumble for the next couple of months definitely. While ever the produce is coming, I'll be living on crumble, and once all they've done, all my cooking apples, I'll be on to the eating apples, and you can make crumbles with eating apples as well. So yeah, definitely. And possibly pears, I don't know, I've never tried a pear crumble. Maybe that's something new. But yeah, I do love a good pudding for tea, especially with cold custard on. It's absolutely delicious. So we've been doing that today, and one job that I wanted to do is that my plum tree has really grown massive this year. For some reason it seems to have shot up out of nowhere. I've not got many plums on it this year because I had a big harvest last year, so it's sort of recovering from producing all the harvest last year. So I wanted to give it a good pruning this year, because it is getting too big and too out of hand. We're not meant to let them grow too big on our allotments. They're meant to be dwarf trees, but yeah. Shh. So we have got to give it a good pruning back. And apples, pears, and them sort of trees, you can prune them back in autumn, winter time. Plums, cherries, apricots, anything that's got a stone in them, cherries, you prune them in July, June time. Obviously we're in August now, but it's not cold, so we need to get that pruned before winter. So that's what we're doing, we're giving it a good pruning, and yes, I'm going in there and giving it a really good hacking back, but every so often I do like to do that, and it seems to come back bigger and stronger every time I've done this. I don't know much about pruning whatsoever, so don't ask me about pruning. I know you're meant to not let any branches hang down or cross each other, and you're meant to let the air get through the tree so that stuff doesn't rot and stuff like that and sweat. But that's all I know about pruning. I'm not a very good pruner. I just go in there and hack it and hope for the best. That's what gardening's all about. It's about just giving it a go and hoping for the best. And I've done that for the past few years with my fruit trees, and yeah, I've cracked it every year. I seem to get good harvest, so I'm not complaining. But this year I really do want to give my plum tree a good prune back. I won't be expecting any plums on it next year possibly, or the year after. I might just get a small little harvest. But yeah, sometimes you've got to give to put back in. So it's going to have a massive haircut, it's going to have a good trim back, and hopefully in a couple of years time we'll be getting a good harvest. And I did plant 2 new Victoria plum trees this year. Obviously they're still small, so they'll possibly take about 4 or 5 years to develop and get some fruit on them. So we'll have to wait for them, unfortunately, but then we'll have 3 Victoria plum trees. And hopefully each year I'll have a big harvest off each tree. But yeah, absolutely beautiful and brilliant. So I'm looking forward to them. So yeah, that has been what we've been up to today. So the topic today for National Allotment Week is, I'd say, what are the benefits of having an allotment? What are the good things about having an allotment and getting from it? Well, the best thing about me having my allotment is that it's somewhere for me to go. I live in a flat on my own and I don't see anybody or whatsoever. Obviously being cooped up inside in a flat when you're working as well. I work from home most days when I'm on shift, and that's for like 12 hours, so I don't get much daylight apart from being outside on the allotment. So it's a good place to go and get out of the way. Sometimes I don't even do anything down at the allotment. I just sit there, relax, listen to my music, and just enjoy being out in the open space, look at all the wildlife. This year I've got so many bees, so many butterflies are flying around. It's so nice to see everything out and enjoying it. And that's what my allotment's about. And it's great when I go down and I see my plot neighbour down there. I talk to him quite a bit and all his family, and go and say hello to the other plot holders. And it's funny because sometimes when I don't go down to the allotment, my plot neighbour won't go down to his allotment. So it encourages him to go down as well. If I don't go down, he doesn't go down. But yeah, it's good to see him come down as well and enjoy it. And I try to encourage him as well to work through the winter, and I'll be doing that again this year to encourage him to get through the winter, because he's got quite a few tasks he wants to do as winter projects. And before, like I used to say, I used to hibernate over winter. I didn't used to go down to the allotment whatsoever during the winter months. I just used to leave it and start again in February. But obviously the main benefit from the allotment is the fresh produce. Yes, I don't eat it all. Yes, I give quite a bit of it away. But it's great to get fantastic produce from out of the allotment. And especially at the moment, if I could just grow fruit all over my allotment, I would do. But you're not allowed to just grow fruit. You're meant to grow a mixture of everything. But the fruit I'm getting at the moment, the blackberries, the raspberries, the plums, the apples and the pears will be ready in September, possibly October time. I've had strawberries, but yeah, the fruit is just phenomenal, and I could just live on that. And yeah, my allotment costs me about £80 a year, with water included, but I definitely get my monies back from the amount of fruit that I get from the plot, and all the crumbles I get from it as well, all the puddings. As crumbles aren't expensive to make. All you need to do is make the crumbles on top, and that certainly doesn't cost much whatsoever, not unless you're using Lurpak. But yeah, definitely. It brings me so much joy, and the more I'm there, the more that I enjoy it, and the community of people that I've met during my blogging, my live streams, my Instagram posts, from the gardening community, it's absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love it, and I wouldn't change it for the world. From just starting that allotment blog like so many years ago to where it is now, with over 20,000 people following me on Facebook, 10,000 on Instagram, a couple of thousand on TikTok. But yeah, where I am now, it's absolutely brilliant. So thank you for those that do support me and do enjoy everything that I do. I had a nice message today from somebody who likes seeing all my Instagram posts. I had somebody the other day message me about my podcast, about how much they enjoy them and how much they love listening to it, even if it's my broad Yorkshire accent, which I don't think I've got a broad Yorkshire accent. Let me know if you think that I've got a very broad Yorkshire accent. Somebody said that at work the other day. They said I'm the most Yorkshire person in our office, but I really don't think so. So let me know if I do come across as a broad Yorkshire person. Obviously, if you're not from Yorkshire, you'll have seen Yorkshire films and stuff with Sean Bean and stuff like that. So let me know. That's our claim to fame, Sean Bean in Sheffield. I have met him a few times. I used to knock around with his nephew. But yeah, definitely. This is the best thing that I've done, and hopefully I will continue doing this podcast and all my blogging until the end of life. I'm hoping that my allotment will keep going until I am a pensioner, until I can retire and enjoy it even more. Technology might be a lot different then. You might be virtual guests on my allotment and be there with me, standing there watching me talk, rather than over a phone. Who knows what technology will be like then, and how I'll put things across. Podcasts might not even be around then. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoy National Allotment Week, and make sure you do encourage people to get allotments. Make sure you do encourage people to garden. Make sure you do encourage people to grow their own fruit and vegetables and get involved in growing, especially children. Get them started while they're young. Let them taste the benefits of growing produce and let them enjoy it as well, and they'll grow up, and when they get older they'll want to do their own growing the veg, and that is how I started my allotment. So until tomorrow's episode, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts. Thank you for listening to today's Gardening with Ben's podcast. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do click that subscribe button, and feel free to share it as well on your Instagram stories. All you have to do if you're listening on Spotify is click the share button, and you can share it straight to your Instagram story for all your followers to listen to, and help build my listeners up as well and get more people listening to it. Feel free to check out all my social medias: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok. Go check it out. Check out my dancing. Gardening with Ben. And check out the link as well in the description of this podcast, where you can check out my gardening t-shirt shop, where I sell funny t-shirts with all different funny logos and designs on. And feel free to support me by purchasing one, and all the money obviously goes back into my allotment, where I can share more gardening tips with you all. So until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcast.